And it's time for another Live at Lunch on KRFC. I want to thank everybody for listening. I am Sean. I will be the host for today for this wonderful Live at Lunch. We are coming at you from the Ginger and Baker studio in the Music District in lovely Old Town Fort Collins. If you enjoy podcasts, Live at Lunch is now a podcast, so please head to your podcast apparatus and start following. You'll get new, fresh music all the time that you can listen to from Live at Lunch, along with some other KRFC podcasts. If you like to watch the YouTubes, Live at Lunch, KRFC RadioVision Live at Lunch is also on YouTube. That's another great place to follow us. And you get to watch all these amazing musicians do what they do and see what we're talking about in real time. Listen on krfcfm.org, or if you're in northern Colorado, we are at 88.9 FM, and we appreciate every ear we have. Thanks everybody for the support. Today's Live at Lunch guests provide us with some deep listening. The musicianship of this duo, combined with some of my favorite lyrics to come out of modern folk and bluegrass-ish music, is just phenomenal. So I'm really looking forward to this band today. Please, everybody, give a big round of applause wherever you are, too. Friendly Reminders. Bam, take it away, Friendly Reminders.
Folks, this is a song about mental health. There's a grain of sand in the clamshell of my memory. I cannot scratch this itch no matter what I do. When under stress my body acts accordingly. I'm told that struggle holds a pearl of white for you. Now there's a blurry shape to the left of my periphery. I cannot shake the feeling, it's something wearing my skin. Well, he creeps along the water's edge where the fog is thick and porous, yeah. Will he run rampant, or can I catch him with my net? Well, this all can seem a little bit imaginative, but deep down we know that it isn't. Yeah, we can find support to muster courage to take that step. And though this life can seem an ocean of urchins and squid, we mustn't forget about dolphins. Yeah, there are folks who help us from the dangers of the depths. Now there's a mighty well where a subtle hell used to be, and like a trophy I have tamed my Moby Dick. When the sea that sunk my vessel sent her voice beyond my threshold, said, "You're the whole damn ocean, my sweet angel, not just that ship." Well, this all can seem a little bit imaginative, but deep down we know that it isn't. Yeah, we can find supports, we can muster courage, we can take that step. And though this life can seem an ocean of urchins and squid, we mustn't forget about dolphins. Yeah, there are folks who help us from the dangers of the depths. Yeah, there are folks who help us from the dangers of the depths. Yeah, there are folks who help us from the dangers of the depths.
Friendly reminders here on Live at Lunch. That was Dolphins.
Oh, thank you for getting that. I forgot to say.
It's all right. I gotcha. That's what I'm here for.
We've got some pairings.
I will be your guide.
Thank you.
Yes.
We need
Guide
that
us.
in the Ginger Baker studio. We've got some good pairings of songs, and I feel like they go together well. This one is also touches on an approach to, life, and to try and spread your light on other people as a practice of service to them, and how that's a good way to fill your time, and it's a good way to keep it afloat,
Keep it in tune.
in a world where it seems like there's so many bad things going on. If you can make good things happen, you can feel better. Maybe that's not a good message.
That's a great message.
Okay. The song is called The Gauntlet. One, two, three, four. Shine your light on those around. Yeah, do what you ought to do. Just don't tear your brothers down. Be what you must be. Yeah, shine your light on those around. Yeah, do on others what would make your mothers proud. Oh boys, what would make your mothers proud? A host of unlikely travelers pushing forward on the trail to find our way. What came before? What happens after? Shall we consult the crystal ball to seal our fate? 'Cause out here in the gauntlet, you must tend to your sword and your shield. Yeah, I've seen men so cross and haunted, wouldn't want to cross him on the battlefield. So shine your light. Shine your light on those around. Yeah, do what you ought to do. Just don't tear your sisters down. Be what you must be. Yeah, shine your light on those around. Yeah, do on others what would make your mothers proud. Oh boys, what would make your mothers proud? I set a whole entire planet in the fractals and the bubbles of my spit. Here if you want it, yeah, you can have it. You just have to run atop the globe to make it spin. 'Cause out here in the gauntlet, you must tend to your sword and your shield. Yeah, I've seen men so cross and haunted, wouldn't want to cross him on the battlefield. Yeah, shine your light. Shine your light on those around. Yeah, do what you ought to do. Just don't tear your loved ones down. Be
what you must be. Yeah, shine your light on those around. Yeah, do on others what would make your mothers proud. Old boys, what would make your mothers proud. Old girls, what would make your mothers proud.
Friendly reminders on Live at Lunch. And that song was The Gauntlet. And we want to chat for a couple minutes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sweet. Let's
Got
get
some
it going.
time.
We've got Meg Rice and Ian Foster here with us, playing some folk and bluegrassy kind of music today.
We like to call it indie folk grass.
Indie folk grass. I love it. It's beautiful. I love the lyrics, and I'm so grateful because Ian, you send me
We're
send me
music
song
buddies.
ideas all the time.
It is so helpful that you're the one standing in front of me on the podium right now.
Because I get to hear some of these songs before anybody else does. And
Yes,
I love
same
it.
for you.
Yeah, exactly.
We got a good music exchange going.
Exactly. I love it. So let's talk about like where we come from, where we're going maybe. I don't know, whatever. But let's start with Meg here. Where are you from originally, and kind of what got you into music? How did you fall in love with music?
Oh, I'm from Denver, and I started playing music pretty young with my family, my mom.
Nice.
Also grew up going to church and singing in church, and it was like a good gateway to just really feeling spiritual about music.
Yeah, nice.
And drive the ability to sing harmonies into your skull, which is awesome.
I guess so. And then when I moved to Fort Collins was actually like the first time way back in the day that I started playing like open mics
Okay.
and then was in a handful of bands. Started playing bass and upright bass a handful of years ago, and that's been a joy. And
Yeah.
then playing with Ian is just the best. So
Yeah, nice. Nice.
Aw.
Do you have like a specific early musical memory that kind of sticks with you
For
your
sure.
entire life? It's
Yes,
just like brings you back.
So my mom is also from a very musical family, and her dad owned a bar in State College, Pennsylvania, called The First, PHYRST, and they had like a family sing-along band.
Oh, nice.
It was a big-time family band vibe, so I have very core childhood memories of like having the whole huge family together and doing sing-along together.
Oh my God.
And just being like, you know, there was something about being able to participate too,
Yeah.
like because it was all songs that everybody knew, and a lot of them were like kind of hokey sing-along songs, but is magical
But yeah,
core
joyful.
memory. It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whether it's bluegrass or not, it's bluegrass.
Cut that part out.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. And you live back in Denver. You were here for a while, but
I
did
know.
you move back to Denver?
Yes,
Is that what
I moved back
hear?
to Denver, but I'm here very frequently. Yeah, we live in North Denver, so
Okay, that's
it's a pretty
easier.
easy
It's usually like a
trip
solid
up
hour.
here.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
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 Not too shabby.
And do I miss Fort Collins? Absolutely, I
Absolutely.
do. Because it's the best. But right
It is a
now,
cool place.
we're down in Denver, and it's good.
It's doing all right there.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. Just for work or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, we bought a house, which is exciting.
Okay, yeah, that is
me and
awesome.
my
Congratulations.
fiance Nolan. Yep, and then I also work down there too,
Okay.
and it's close to my work.
Nolan
so.
also is also an amazing songwriter. Check him
Nice.
out.
He is.
Nolan and Friends.
Yeah.
Nolan and
Makes me
Friends.
cry.
Awesome. I'll have to check that out. Nolan and Friends. Sweet. Let's thank you, Meg. Thanks for being here today once again.
Thank you,
It's always
Sean.
good to chat with you.
Yeah.
Hear your music. Ian Foster over on the guitar and singing, and Meg I should have said it earlier, is on the upright bass. You can always watch this on YouTube too, and also doing the harmony vocals. And Ian, where are you from originally?
I was born near Chicago and then lived most of my life in Wisconsin before
Okay.
moving out here. You too?
Represent.
Midwest. Winter.
Exactly. Yeah. Been there.
Yeah, I lived in Wisconsin most of my life, and I moved here when I was 23, 10 years ago now.
Okay.
Fort Collins has been a really good home.
Nice.
It's like the new home.
Yeah. How did you find it?
It was actually random. I had been working, I had a friend that I was working with, and we were having this classic night where I had done this plenty of times, and we were drinking a lot of wine, and she was just like, let's get the hell out. heck out of here.
You can say it.
Okay.
That's fine.
Let's get the hell out of here. I was living in Milwaukee at the time, and we were like, let's do it, and it actually caught on. And so I had been saving money for something. I was like, I'm going to go on a trip. I need to do something.
Yeah.
And I just handed her $1,000, and I was like, and she was coming out here to visit someone, and I was
Okay.
like, go find a room. Like,
Yeah.
put your $1,000 in, let's go get a room.
Nice.
And she was headed to the Springs, actually, and stopped here overnight, and woke up and went to Alley Cat or something like that, and was just like, this is cool.
This is where I live
They had
now.
no plans. She was in a moving truck. And so I'm glad Fort Collins intercepted her before we thought moving to the Springs was going to be a good idea.
This is the right direction.
Yes, for
Yeah.
art, from what I could tell.
Yeah, for
And
for
being
music.
close to the mountains, being 10
Yeah.
minutes from Narnia has been a life-changing.
It's very
you know,
nice. Yeah. How did you fall into the musical lifestyle? What engaged you?
I'm pretty fortunate to also have musical family members. My dad was always in like blues bands, playing in the basement since
Nice.
I was like a 5-year-old, and he actually bought me. He always wanted to be a drummer, and he's a very young dad. So at this point, he bought me a drum set for Easter when I was like 1.5.
Nice.
And he got this little baby kid's drum set.
Yeah.
And then he started playing that as, whatever, a 22-year-old, and he's just like, man, and that's what led him to get his first drum set. So we
Nice,
started
that's
the same
really
day.
That's awesome. Yeah, I waited till my kid was 3 to get a drum set.
That's
Smart move.
yeah.
that's more sane.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I said, do you want me to show you some tips? His first day of having it, and he said, I'll show you some tips.
Wow.
So that's how
love
that's
that
how it goes in my
energy.
family.
Yeah.
Well, he's a good singer too.
He's a great singer. He's all around good. He's a good drummer now, and he
That's
plays
awesome.
the bass and he sings, harmonizes pretty well. And, yeah, he's a good kid.
I think that's the best thing anyone ever did for me was like started out
And-
so early to where it's just it's like an
Yeah,
extension of your
ingrained.
hand, kind of
Yeah.
like.
He can like memorize words like crazy in songs, which I always had trouble with. So it's amazing for
I have
me to
trouble
watch.
with
He
that,
like
too.
hears it and is just like sings it again like weeks later. I'm like, how do you do that?
It's a gift
Yeah, it's
that I
wild.
don't have.
I don't have it. Yeah.
When did you start?
When did I start? I started playing guitar in 4th grade.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
a perfect
and
time.
songwriting in high school, I guess, and yeah, I didn't really play very much. I didn't practice till high school.
That's the roots, though.
Yeah, it was good. I like it. Songwriting is fun, and playing with people is amazing. So
It is.
be able to
Yeah, that's a blessing. Yeah, I remember, I remember thinking back to band class before it became a chore. When
Yeah.
it was cool and exciting, and you're playing with like 50 people.
yeah
Like that's just like an insane experience.
It's
to just be
huge.
soaked
It
in
is.
that.
yeah like sitting in all those vibrating sound waves.
Exactly.
Yeah,
like a
choir
bluegrass
too.
band, too.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Choir for sure.
It's like
Oh yeah,
50 people singing.
totally. And like the
Yeah.
bluegrass jam, we're like shooting our energies into a circle.
Yeah,
Jubilee.
it's wild. It's crazy. Do you have a early core musical childhood memory that just sticks with you when you think back on your musical life?
I will say, so like I said, I started out on drums, and I was around drums, but like when I was really young, and I could always play a little beat.
Mm-hmm.
And then in my school, in 4th grade is when band class starts.
Okay.
But in 3rd grade, what I will say is I remember walking past that room, and someone opened the door while they were doing that, and it hit me. And I was
you
like,
down.
I gotta get in there. I'm gonna petition the teacher. I'm like, do any 3rd graders ever get in? Interesting. Okay, all right. Well, I'm pretty close to 4th grade, though. I couldn't just like sit in there. I remember that, and I was like, and also it's interesting. If I could tack on one more that was similar,
No, that's fine. That's
is
great.
I had a stepdad who had an electric guitar and an amp, and when
Okay.
he moved it in, he put it in the attic because he didn't want us to mess with it.
Yeah.
And the thirst for that guitar it was a slingshot. Same thing with not being able to jump into the band thing. So it's like just all you think about, and then
Yeah.
when you finally get to do it, it's
the
like
golden
the
ring.
craziest release.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's amazing.
Exactly.
It's amazing.
Exactly.
Awesome. I love it. Well, let's hear some more tunes from
Awesome.
Friendly Reminders here on Live at Lunch. What do you got coming up next?
The song's called Circular Motion, and this is a really good songwriter song about being sad
Yeah.
and not wanting to infect anyone else with that. And so
Nice.
you kind of, not wanting to bring people down. It's not their fault.
Yeah.
everything seems worthless. But if I worded perfect, then it all becomes worth it. Worth it in the end. Worth it in the end. Worth it in the end. So I'll surround myself with friends and we'll be worth it in the end. I live like a king in my apartment, but each day the light slightly darkens. I'll say everything is bright and good, my sunshine, my darling, 'cause I don't want her to darken too. I don't want her to darken too. I don't want her to darken too. I'll word it perfect to you, darling, so that you don't darken too. I'll exist as a cyst on this rock for a moment. Recycle my flesh in a circular motion. Bridge all the gaps and waltz across, perhaps the whole damn ocean. I'm a man, I'm a fish, I'm the sea. I'm the man, the fish, the sea. I'm the man, the fish, the sea. In a circular motion, I'm the man, the fish, the sea. But do I believe in my own? Is my positivity toxic? While on a boat, will I or won't I rock it? Neither man nor a ship but the sea. Neither man nor ship but sea. Neither man nor ship but sea. In a circular motion, neither man nor ship but sea. But I'm the man, the fish, the sea. I'm the man, the fish, the sea. In a circular motion, I'm the man, the fish, the sea. Well, it's all worth it in the end. It's all worth it in the end. So I'll play music with my friends. We will be worth it in the end.
Circular motion, friendly reminders here on Live at Lunch.
All right, we're going to play a song called Fruit Song.
Fruit Song?
Fruit Song.
This is a song I was lucky enough to travel out in Europe before the pandemic hit for a couple months. And I was in Bulgaria, and the person we were sort of volunteering and staying with was making we were making like plum preserves and picking fruit and boiling it and we were just doing a lot with fruit. And I was feeling so much longing for love, but for the kind of almost archetypal person that would be perfect for me. I didn't have that example, but I was writing a love song to them, and I'm now engaged to that person. And
Nice.
The first time I played it for her is when I realized that it was about her. I just kind of forgot about the song. So this is a super special song to us.
Amazing.
It's a love song, folks. 1, 2, 3. You're an absolute beauty, baby, and I thought I'd let you know that you're the seed and a fruit for the new generation on a world that needs to grow. But your confidence seems a pebble in a forest of forlorn. But figs don't form on thistles, baby, and grapes don't grow on thorns. Do 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 do. But one day I'll ripen with my colors shining. I will pry open my eyelids, finding you. 'Cause I'd search for brightness with my eyelids tightened. I had wasted precious time and found no fruit. You're an absolute beauty, baby. I just thought I'd let you know that you're the seed and a fruit for the new generation on a world that could use some growth. That you're a peach in an apple tree, and I'm a lucky apple picker. I am the man in a maze on the floor of the forest as the labyrinth grows in quicker. 'Cause I'd search for brightness with my eyelids tightened. I had wasted precious time and found no fruit. But now that I've ripened with my colors shining, I will pry open my eyelids, finding you. Do 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 do.
Nice fruit song. We have the friendly reminders here on Live at Lunch. This is KRFC. Real quick before we chat a little bit more, I just wanted to make sure I gave a shout out to our amazing crew. We have Greg on sound today, along with Eric as our staff members, and then we have some amazing volunteers. We have Reed, and we have Tabby, and we have a very special guest today named Shailyn, and she is visiting and taking over one of the cameras, doing an awesome job. So thanks so much to our amazing crew for making us sound and look good.
Super chill energy, super good folks.
Yeah, it's
we're
awesome.
In good hands.
Always fun to be here for Live at Lunch. Just talking about fruits and seeds and songwriting, and like we were saying earlier, I get to hear some of the seeds of your songs as they're being made, which I'm always excited when you send me a voice memo
oh, yeah, thank you.
of songs you're working on and ideas.
It's good to have that song share amongst friends, for sure.
No, it's so great. And,
like, is this crap?
Yeah, I love it.
You could tell when
you haven't sent me any crap yet.
It's different.
But so yeah, let's talk about songwriting for a minute. And real quick, these are your songs. I'm going to ask Meg, though, real quick, because you are a wordsmith in your own right. You have run storytelling kind of things in the past here in Fort Collins and all that kind of stuff. Do you also write songs?
Yeah.
Meg will not tell you, but Meg has amazing songs.
Okay. That's enough. I used to write...
Look up Three-Legged Chair on Spotify.
Right. I used to write a lot of songs and would do some more solo stuff like in my 20s. And every now and then I'll write a song, or I'll have like a handful that just kind of pop out.
Yeah.
But
What about the Wasp song? Is so good.
A newer one.
It's about her and a wasp both getting up and going to work at the same time.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah, but I also have found that I have surrounded myself maybe with people whose songwriting, especially lyrics are not really my strong suit. They don't feel as easy to me. And so when I'm around people like Ian, who just are able to like say the thing,
harness
and
the power.
Yes, truly. I love that. And I love being able to like be a part of that and support that. So I feel like I do enjoy writing songs, and I'll do it here and there, but it's actually kind of been like a nice thing to realize about myself, like that I don't need to like push that really,
Unless
and
it's there, you don't.
Yeah. And there are folks
don't
whose
need to
songs
stress yourself out.
Exactly.
It's not coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah.
Well, three-legged chair. That's the one. That's the
okay.
one to look up.
I can't believe you said that.
Are you a prose writer then? Do you still do storytelling and stuff like that?
Yes. So yes, I still host Story Swap, and it's amazing. It's the first Thursday of every month, typically
at the Lyric.
Okay. Yep. You can find more information about it on the Lyric's website.
It's such a tender time.
It's a beautiful
very good
event. It really is. It's just a live storytelling hour where anyone's welcome to tell.
Sweet. And do you tell stories each time, or?
Yeah, it depends on how many people we have. If we have a ton of people, then I won't. And I'm
do the
just
stories
hosting,
ever get like? Do you ever have to? I should know this. Do you ever have to like regulate a story? We're just like,
no,
whoa.
I never have.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we do like a content warning thing at the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Careful,
there's
folks.
It's very unregulated. So.
Yeah.
It's just like being on the
really
radio.
cool. And so are those? Is it one of the ones where it's like personal stories, or can it be anything?
Yes, it can be. It's personal stories for I would say 99%. But
so
then
you're always prepared with a personal story. Do you retell, or do you just?
Sometimes, but the interesting thing about that event is that a lot of the time, another person's story will like ping a memory for me, and that happens to a lot of people who are there, where they won't be signed up to tell, but then they'll come and put their name in because they're
nice,
like, oh
because
yeah,
they hear something.
So cool.
It is cool.
Yeah, and you hang out with this guy so much. There's a ton of interesting stories.
Yeah, he does have
People
great
are like,
stories.
man, you talk about this Ian guy all the time. It's crazy.
He's a wild card. But
What
also,
can I say?
it's
I
on
wasn't
the
raised
rails.
right.
Awesome. And so, Ian, is like for your songwriting, like I said at the beginning, and I love getting your voice memos, and I love your lyrics and everything. And you had mentioned the song "Circular Motion" just being kind of about saying the right thing, and kind of like when I listen to it, I feel like it's about trying to write the right song, trying to get that right, but also just say the right thing in front of people, and without dispiriting people. Do you find yourself ever like writing songs where you're like talking about the songwriting process in the songs, or you feel like you're talking about it? I feel like I do that all the time. Then I'm like, I need to stop. People don't understand what I'm talking about because I'm writing about writing songs. This is ridiculous.
It doesn't ring a bell. I can't think if I've written the songwriter song. There's got to be mentions. Yeah, for sure.
There
now that I think
are
about
mentions.
like, there's one that is missing me right now. But yeah, like, just like words in general.
Apples and Oranges kind of has a little bit of that.
Yeah.
I write these little songs while I'm getting coffee.
That's the one I'm thinking of. So yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, cool.
And it's cool because it's like a breaking of the fourth wall. It's like meta almost.
Yeah.
And then you have to take care to make it good then.
Yeah. You gotta make it good. Do you have anything you do to get into songwriting, just to get the muse? Or do you wait for the muse, or are you do you sit down and write every day? What's kind of your songwriting take on
cool
songwriting?
Where, as we get a little older and we understand ourselves a little bit more, and I can see that there's like cycles of things, and where I used to have a day where I'd be like, today I'm writing a song, and I would sit down, and then maybe I could write a song, and maybe it would be somewhat entertaining to me. But then what I've learned is if that song isn't really I'm not that into it, it's because I'm probably in a point where I'm still filling the well and I don't really have something down enough as an idea in my head to really have it just out on the page.
Out, yeah.
And so what I do is I'm constantly our language and especially English, maybe not especially, but I think from what I understand is like it's confusing to people who are learning it because we have all these sayings that don't actually make sense unless you know. I'm sure every culture
language,
and language has that for sure. I think the way ours works like kind of Legos-ish.
Yeah.
I've heard this from like Spanish speaking people that like writing in English can be a little bit more like you can be more abstract, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And so I'm constantly writing down little ditties constantly, and I always have an ongoing notebook, and I have so many of those full. And then when I find myself in a day where I can feel now that I know myself pretty well, I can feel that I'm in the mode where if I had a good start to something, it would just pour out of me. Yeah. And then I just go through looking for my notebooks for a good start. I write a bunch of good starts, and then I let it breathe, and I let it have 3 drafts, and I let it. You probably hear a lot of my like second drafts.
Yeah, nice.
I would never send a first draft. But yeah, I think I've learned that I don't have the anxiety anymore that I'm not going to be able to write. Yeah. It's never going to go. I don't think that's a real thing. I think we get in our own ways, and I also think writer's block, a period of that can be good for the metaphorical pulling back of the slingshot. Yeah, nice. Yeah. As I said earlier too. So I feel like it's about just letting it breathe and understanding that it doesn't need to be done today. Yeah. And it doesn't need to be done next month either. Yeah. Like,
because you can be working hard on something
until you kill it. It's like malleable
you're killing
clay.
It, and then something else just falls out of you randomly the next day after you spent 8 hours trying to nail one line.
Right. And then you've played it in your head and out loud like 1,000 times by the time it's really like what you want it to be. And I feel like that. Yeah, it's cool to give that space and just. I like that, and you probably like when you've got one that's like the one you've been working on, and it's what I think about. And I work for the city, and I'm in my work truck just listening to my demo like till I'm nauseous. Yeah, till I couldn't possibly listen to it again.
Good?
Yes. Then you just know it. Yeah. Like you really know it, and then you can really command it. That's my process.
Nice. And do you feel anything in particular like gets your brain moving in the right direction, like hiking or driving, or is anything like that?
Definitely. And some things maybe you don't say on the radio. But yeah, things. All of that, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Because it's just like it's like literally that the material for poetry is literally everything. So it's like intimidating, but it's like the way I'm going to go cliche or whatever, but it's like the way that a leaf falls onto a pond can be a whole thing. And it's like, it's just really like where I'm at to receive that. And I do have a belief that there's a bit of an actual communication from that muse in those ways. It wants to be, the universe wants to be seen in that way.
Yeah, nice. Awesome, I love it.
Nice, Ian.
Thanks.
Tell us a little. I didn't think this was going to go with your next song. It was beautiful, wasn't it, Meg?
Yeah. Thank you. This next song.
It's a good one.
It's a really good one. This is a really old song of ours. I wrote this. During the pandemic, I went back to live in Wisconsin for about a year, and then I moved with some family who lived on the coast in North Carolina for a year, and I was working on this lumber yard. And just like I said, this is pretty, like, with what we were saying, I remember I was working in this warehouse in this lumber yard, and they have roaches the size of your freaking head down there.
Yes, they do.
And I just remember there was like this like fan that would create this vortex that went under the shelf, and it just made this dust pile. Yeah. And there's just legs and cockroach wings and just like just parts, and then you see a live one run past, and you're just like, that's how I see poems and songs. Yeah. Is like, so this song is about that. The song is called Cockroach.
Cockroach.
You can find this. Want to word it? You can find this at on all of our platforms, on all of the
streaming and such.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So many generations of cockroach passing to the next life from the floor of this warehouse. and the great celestial ceiling fan, industrial in nature, will churn the dust to break their bodies down. What remains are bits of torso, legs with barbs, but more so barbs and wires and plugs and clip-on arms. Well, I believe there is a spark that proceeds into the dark, and that their spirits haunt the grounds of this lumber yard. Woo-hoo! All creatures crawl toward the great horizon, not one so small they cannot make it all the way across. Except for me, I stood so proud, 'cause no roach could hold a tune like I could. Then I trip and fall, simply trying to climb a tree. We've got arachnids in the trees, we got insects on the mountain, digging holes into the ground so they could eat. Well, I'm picking ticks off my sheep, 'cause the wolves I hired to count them, as it turns out, had been falling asleep. All critters know, well, they'll cross that river one day, not one so slow they cannot make it all the way across. Except for me, I stood so proud, 'cause no stinking roach could pick a tune like I could. Then I trip and fall, trying to find out how to be. I stare my roach friends square in the face, and I say, buddy, I'm a hell of a lot like you, and that great celestial ceiling fan will come for me as well, turn my skin and bones to dust once I am through. 'Cause all creatures crawl towards some great connection, not one so small they cannot make it all the way across. Not even me, I stood so proud, and now I stand corrected. Hell, I'm even contented with trying to find out how to be. After a 1,000 G runs, they still make me laugh every time.
That one was a C run.
That was a C run.
C-Run. I love it. That's Cockroach. Friendly reminders here on Live at Lunch. What do we got next?
So now we have a less cheery take on death. This one is about, I think maybe I'll just let the song speak for itself, but this is about a pretty intense experience that I had out on Bingham Hill. The song is called Bingham Hill, just west of town. I found a man on the road on Bingham Hill. I saw him go from bright red to blue. I watched him go from moving to still. Well, all the blood vessels burst round his eyes, crumpled up beneath his bite, and his phone said he'd rode 20 miles. Well, I had just done a cold dip in Horsetooth, and now it looks like the movies when they shock you. And in their posture, I sensed you were gone. To the man on the road on Bingham Hill, brother, I saw you go from bright red to blue. I watched you go from moving to still. Well, there you go on a helicopter ride from the Colorado Rockies to the great open sky. I sure hope that you lived a good life. I'm alone on the road once again, flatline on the side of a hill. Where does a person go once they go still? I watched a man die on the road on Bingham Hill, and I was already in a dark place. Yeah, I was already in a dark place. Well, I was already in a dark place. Yeah, I was already in a dark place.
Bingham Hill by Friendly Reminders here on Live at Lunch. Well, yeah, that's a sad song.
It is.
No getting around it.
Yeah, exactly. But once again, I think that experience, just throwing back to the last conversation, probably filled your cup up all at once.
You can say
Whereas
that again.
other times it takes a little while to fill.
And that's kind of, you know, the beauty of a song is that I would say that is one of two songs that I have written that I had to write in order to feel okay about what happened.
Yeah.
And it's like, not only in those cases, but in a lot of these cases, it's like the mana, you can transmute that and put it down on paper, and then it's not in here as much if you don't want it to be.
Yeah.
And then I also feel that as like a listener of sad songs, I remember when I was younger, I was listening to this song by a band called Kickball, which they're very hard to find, but they're really cool, from Washington. And my brother was like, "Why do you listen to such sad music?" And I'm like, I never thought of this as sad. I thought this was just pretty.
This is yeah.
Right. And so to me, it could
You're
be like if
telling me
I'm
sad.
Yeah, exactly. It cancels out. You know,
Yeah,
like if
no,
I'm sad
exactly.
and I'm hearing like happy goo goo gaga,
Yeah.
that makes it way
Doesn't-
worse.
Yeah, it doesn't always. They're like,
Yeah.
why are you feeling this way?
Yeah.
Stop it. Join me. Join me in my songs. No, it totally makes sense. So yeah, real quick, let's talk about today is April 3rd, the day this comes out. Recorded a little bit in advance, but you have a big show tonight at the Aggie Theater.
We're talking to you from the past.
From the past into the future.
Excuse me.
Time travel. Live at Lunch is just pure time travel.
Yeah.
We've got a big show at the Aggie tonight, April 3rd, 2026. For all the people in the future.
In the real future. No, they won't have computers and electricity.
Exactly. Magoo is going to be the big show.
Those
and
guys
you're
are
supporting.
awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They're a newer, I think, kind of band. I just started seeing their name everywhere, but they tear
And they'll
it
be
up.
on
Great bluegrass
today at
band.
1:30.
Yep, exactly.
to talk
April
about it too, so
3rd,
check them out.
1:30 with Charlie, and I'm going to talk about the show before the show. Tell us a little bit. You recently had some band changes. You were 4 members. Started off as 2, and then 4, and then 2, and you kind of
2 and then 3.
breathing in and out, and then
2, 3, 2, 4. Now
6,
2,
10.
2. Yeah.
and now. So you're playing as a duo right now, but you have some. Your plan is to have a kind of a rotating cast of friends and musicians come and play with you. So what can people expect tonight at this show at the Aggie Theater?
We've got a lovely spread of characters and players.
A spread.
Yeah,
It's like
maybe
a charcuterie board.
Yes.
That's we've got an amazing clawhammer banjo player named Emily Kwiatkowski.
Sounds right.
And she's great, and we love her. And Sammy Blackmore on mandolin, who's in a band called All She Wrote, and she's also incredible. And then we have Lana Millard on cello, and she plays around town in a band called Good Carver. And so we've got, and the great Meg Rice. And so we've got a good, a good, solid. I'm so excited. I'm floored. We're having a. Well, this is now speaking from the past. We're having a good practice today.
Yes.
Well, we'll have a practice today. I don't even know.
Where are
What
we
is
now?
time?
I'm so
And-
excited for this set too because it's achieving. Ian kind of inadvertently achieved one of my dreams from a live set, which is like a male songwriter as the front of the band with an all-female backing
Nice.
band, and you just like don't see that very
Yeah.
often, and I'm really stoked about it.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
You better be looking good, Ian.
yeah,
I
that's
know.
right.
It's a big day for me.
That's right, Ian.
I've never.
He's
I
gonna
thought
wear
there
a
was going to
prom
be a
dress.
hairdresser
There
here
we go.
today. I thought there would be makeup. I didn't put my face on.
Hair and makeup. Next time.
Yes,
Next
thank
time.
you.
Powder me.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. And you mentioned too earlier, it's going to be a little bit. You have bluegrass-ish songs and you have folkish songs, and this will be a little bit more of a folk kind of set. Leaning into
Pretty
that
good
a little
one.
bit.
We've
but
got a
still
good
some
good
bluegrassy
handful of our bluegrass ones. Not playing any bluegrass covers. Maybe that's a little bit of a newer thing, and just kind of doing our thing. And yeah, I think this era to me is. I learned bluegrass when I was in North Carolina, and I came back here thinking if I made some demos, I'd be able to make a band. And I knew Meg from way back in the day. She was my punk band drummer Andy's roommate.
Oh, nice,
and so I've
nice.
known Meg for forever. And it worked out, and we started with a mandolin player, Sean Fazzini, and have breathed in and out since. I think the excitement of bluegrass, in some sense, has gotten to my head
Yeah.
for a year or two, and I love it so much. I think I've come to, back to my strengths
Yeah.
versus my interests.
Yeah.
Which still my interests to play. I love the finger picky troubadour songwriter kind of thing. I love Guy Clark, and I love Adrian Lenker. Just as much. And so it's really a good. I feel like a beautiful reassessment and. And we love everyone that we've ever played with so much, and it's I think we're kind of strengthening solo and duo things, and then building in for each show
Something
what
different.
the appropriate kind of cast would be for that show.
Kind of
That's
helps make each show special too. So
Yes.
Joey's here in the music business. You got to make the show special, and you're like, well, I don't know, like give away some koozies. I don't know. How do I make it
T-shirt cannon.
special?
T-shirt
But yeah,
cannon.
exactly. So t-shirt cannon works every time. And so like this just kind of brings that flexibility, and we're surrounded by so many amazing musicians
We
to
really
get to
are.
highlight them and their strengths behind what you're bringing to the
and
table.
that's something to say
each
too.
show.
Is
Yeah.
absolutely is to want to be suited to being a support role is such an important part of making good music. Like for me, I like to play a support role doesn't feel like, after being a frontman and writing songs and singing them for so long, the cerebralness of this position is what suits me. And when I sit in with bands sometimes, and it's never really what I want to do. And then so I always thought everyone was like that.
Yeah.
And then, as Meg said, she writes
My
amazing
brain
songs.
needs to do
Turns
15 things right now.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
And then,
never ends.
Meg's like, I'm just going to be over here.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
it's
like
like
just being over here.
Seriously.
Playing amazing things, but being there for what the music requires, requests,
Totally.
asks for.
That's huge.
Yeah. I've never tried that before.
See what I mean?
It's really fun.
Different strokes for different
I'm always
folks.
like, I just want everybody else to play the music, and I want to be the lead singer now.
Yes.
How do I make that?
How do I get rid of this?
You can do that too.
I just want to hold this mic.
Yeah, it looks like fun to do at some point. So, awesome. Well, we got a couple more songs here. Friendly reminders on Live at Lunch tonight, April 3rd, 2026. Magoo at the Aggie Theater in Fort Collins. Going to have a cast of characters surrounding them, a male-fronted band with female backing. It's going to be amazing. At Friendly Reminders Music is the Instagram. All sorts of cool stuff there. And friendlyremindersmusic.com is the place you can get more information.
Yeah.
What do you got next for us? What do you want to close out the show with?
So,
The shoe.
Do we have two more?
Two more.
Okay, great.
I think those two, right?
Yeah, that's great.
Excuse me. This is one of my newer songs, and I think I've noticed that this song was written purely out of escapism and just trying because
Is
of
it
the
like
news.
Is it if you like pina coladas?
That's what it is.
Thanks, Sean. It was going to be a big surprise, but I guess we'll just say what it is. Here we go. This is I was on one. This is one of two Train songs that I wrote.
Nice.
To be the antithesis of what you would expect of a Train song.
Oh, nice.
And
Perfect.
so this is a song, I don't know, this is certainly a metaphor for things in the world at large that are going on, but it doesn't really close that gap at all. It's very fictionist.
Nice.
Fiction. But I think you could deduce who the demon is in the story. The song's called Spectre. 1, 2, 3, 4. I saw another specter from my bed. Its eyes were burning bright, a fiery red. It said nobody is safe, and no one ever was. Revealed itself, a devil in my head. I could hear 'em walking round up on the roof. I got goosebumps from the sound of cloven hooves. It said, I don't want your valuables, I'll only eat your mortal souls. Absorbed us and stuck us in a loop. Absorbed us and stuck us in a loop. Well, it had gills and it had talons, watch it swing from vine to vine. It could fly but didn't have to most of the time. Just to traumatize a person, it could stop on a dime. And I fear it could derail this whole damn train. I could hear 'em walking round up on the roof. Well, I got goosebumps from the sound of cloven hooves. It said, I don't want your valuables, I'll only eat your mortal souls. Absorbed us and stuck us in a loop. Seems I've spent all of eternity on this train. I don't know how I got here, I cannot even explain. But have I told you about the specter with the fire in his eyes? It's the only thing inside this dusty brain. I could hear 'em walking round up on the roof. I still got goosebumps from the sound of cloven hooves. It said nobody is safe, and no one ever was. Revealed itself a devil in my head. Well, it said I don't want your valuables, I'll only eat your mortal souls. Absorbed us and stuck us in a loop. Absorbed us and stuck us in a loop. Absorbed us and stuck us in a loop. Absorbed us and stuck us in a loop.
I love that one.
Spooky, right?
Spectre, yeah.
It's a newer one.
That's why I didn't want to start with that one. I was like, I don't want to start with that message.
It's a good one. You voice memoed me that one.
Did? Okay, I figured I did.
Yeah,
that was another one. I could
love
tell
that one.
my level of excitement for the song will dictate whether, that goes around.
Exactly. All right, one more song from Friendly Reminders here on Live at Lunch. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Check out our YouTube channel, all that stuff. Friendly Reminders. Thanks so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us,
you.
Sean. You're
We're
a
so
gracious
happy to be
host.
here.
Hey, thank you. What do you got next for us? Last for us? Final?
So this song is this is on our record, our new record, our self-titled record, and which has the lovely Luke Siddons and Alex Root on.
Nice.
Check that out; they are amazing. This song is about I was up visiting my sweetie while she was doing plant surveys for the government. She's a plant nerd. Shout out to Tristan, and shout out to Tristan. I love you. And I had to stay in this motel because I wasn't allowed to stay in her government housing.
Mm-hmm.
There's a specific clause against musician boyfriends.
Yeah, I bet.
No, I'm just kidding. So I was staying in this motel. We were both staying in this motel, and I would drive her to work very early as the sun came up, and I would go to this coffee shop across the street, and there was this woman who was in a pretty interesting predicament that I think is kind of like hits on some of the underpinnings of issues in the world at large and in the economic practices of some folks and the effect that has downstream. And I was getting my coffee and she started talking to me one day, and she's probably like 70, and she was on Social Security. She had gotten herself by bus out to Kettle Falls, Washington, which is the middle of nowhere, and she was in a motel, and she was kind of stuck where like her Social Security would pay for the motel. If she was trying to get anywhere significant, it meant kind of like begging or panhandling or just asking. I don't know what the right term for that is,
Yeah.
but or go out of the hotel for like a week to save up a couple $100.
Mm.
And she was feeling very anxious about that, and she was all over the place. And the song is about my interactions with her. I loved her. She was very cool. Meg, you got a joke?
No. I'm fresh out.
No idea. Shout out.
I don't have a joke.
What's brown and sticky? A stick.
Oh my
Go.
God.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I gotta tell my kid dad jokes every night. So,
Challenge
what's
me.
black and will kill you if it falls out of a tree?
Piano.
A piano.
Wow.
That's just, I don't know how these things come in. Good intention is a whisper on the wind, Recycled bags are gathered at the river's bend. I would reuse them, but I don't want to get in. And I'm sure the end is coming soon. Economy is all but inflammation based. The pests grow larger off these pesticides each day. 0.1%, a working class of slaves, and I'm just writing in my room, waiting on what waits for me till I've shed this blood I hold, turning currency to calorie, trying to turn this lead to gold, trying to turn this lead to gold. Well, I met a wizard in a winter hat. She was exalted till she'd fallen through the cracks. Oh, she did a porno back in 1970, and now she sleeps out on the dirty city streets. Well, she feels the judgments of a taxidermy deer. She'll never worry about a net loss fiscal year. Uncertainty won't turn her courage into fear. And she's sure the end is coming soon. She says I'm dirty like a forest floor. I'm a perfect mess till I am no more. I cannot reap what I cannot sow. I'm a barren field where nothing grows, where I'm waiting on what waits for me till I've shed this blood I hold, turning currency to calorie, trying to turn this lead to gold, trying to turn this lead to gold.